Hello, today what I'm going to do is just a simple training of showing how to create a file or folder share in Server 2008 R2. So, for starters, let's just take a quick look at Server Manager, and you will not see anything here for file services. So, what we can do as a first step we can do is add a role, which will be file services. Yes, as you notice, I'm running a server under VMware, and what we're going to do is just select a few things here. Distributed file system. Like if you want copies of your shared folders across multiple servers on a domain. We'll also install File Server Resource Manager and services for network file system. Like if you want to use Unix, in my case it'll be Linux, and these other things, Windows Search Service, Windows Server 2003, we won't do that. Branch cache, we don't need that, so next. We could create a namespace, but I'll just accept the default here. And I don't want to anything here. You see my domain A+ local namespace 1. Next. And here we need to provide the credentials for the domain. Next. And I'm not going to set up storage monitoring just yet. Can do that later after the fact, and let this install the role as we have configured it. Okay, the role is now installed. Very good. Let's minimize this. How about we make a folder to share now that we have file services installed? Okay, go here, new folder, A+ share 999. Down here, open up file services under Server Manager. Provision a share. We'll browse to the folder we just made on the C drive, and we'll select next. No, do not change the NTFS permissions. We will select server message block and network file services for Linux. We can, of course, set this for access-based enumeration. We can, for instance, allow or disallow certain groups to have access, but we're going to allow everybody access. So click Next. We will select, this is administrators have full control, all other users and groups have only read access. I want to grant read and write to everybody. Click Next. This is the default for NFS. I will allow the default for that. I will not apply a quota. Here you can apply a size limit to a user's use of the file. You can give it a hard or a soft limit. By hard or soft, what they mean is a hard limit is just a hard 100 megabyte limit, for instance. You'll get a warning at certain percentages just before it's full, and then it will not expand. A soft limit will expand, but we're not going to apply a quota. Click Next. You could apply a file screen, like you could screen out, for instance, executable files. I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to leave it open and usable. Create. Success. Close. And here's our file share. A+Share999. Now, to actually fully share this out as a network drive on my network, you have to set a group policy preference. So, open up Group Policy Manager under Administrator Tools and browse, not the forest, in the domain, the general domain default policy. Right click, choose Edit, and you want to edit under User Configuration, User Configuration Preferences, Windows Settings, Drive Maps. Right click, say New Mapped Drive. What we want to do is get the path from the shared folder. Go back, new map drive, okay, right, location, right click, paste. We're creating, we want to reconnect, we'll label it as A+Share999 because I'm original that way. I want to show this drive. You can connect as a username and password, but I'm not going to throw in that restriction. To apply, gotta select a drive letter. Let us select V for Victorious or Valerie. Apply. OK. And because we just set a group policy, we now need to force it out. So let's run. The command is gpupdate force, group policy update force, and it will force it out into the domain. Watch this command box. It has been completed successfully. Let's go to node 1. What I'm going to do is log off and log back on. And that should do it. And there's the A+Share. Now if I go to the other node, I should be able to do the same thing. Log off. When I log back onto the network, it'll connect to whatever resources the domain is pushing out. So and this will be a recurrent reconnecting drive. There it is.